I did. Ooh. Okay. It's all right. I think I got. All right. How's everybody doing? Hello. Let's get this started. I've just noticed, for those who aren't aware, I have about 5 different black tops, and I've been doing nothing but wearing my yoga gear all week. And this is probably about the 4th black top I've worn this week. So yay. All right. Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo, where I am weird and we get woo woo. It's kind of in the name. All righty. This is Coffee and Tarot, which means we're going to settle into the message. Let's see here. I really wasn't getting like a particular message up front or any kind of very specific energies or anything like that I don't feel like I needed. I don't know. I just felt like I even asked. Here's the funny thing, because I didn't really get anything, so I was like, "Do I need to go on?" But I felt a pull. So it's almost as if the energy of not giving me any kind of inkling up front about anything, but knowing I need to follow through, like come and do this. So there may be something, whatever we receive today, you don't have any inkling about. That could be it, because it took like a double take, like maybe I should. I mean, I was really seriously thinking about going outside, which I will still do later today. Okay, because it's so nice. It's gonna be exceptionally hot next week, but it's like it's like in this like the low 70s, upper 60s here, and it's only getting to like 83 during the day, and it's like so amazing. But yeah, so like nothing beforehand. So I almost contemplate not doing something, like, like when you don't have an inkling, you got no indication whatsoever, you kind of think, oh, okay, well, I guess it's a no. And they're like, no, it's a yes. So you may be thinking something's a no because you've got no indication of something, and Spirit's like, it's a yes. But it was weird. I was like, oh, okay. Alrighty. So here we go. And yes, I have my coffee today. All right, where we go. Ooh, my water's almost out. Okay. Alrighty. Sacred Path Oracle. One of my favorite decks. It does not get used all the time, but it's hella impactful. And I'm like, really? Because it doesn't feel like, I would think this is like my let's have a serious talk. This is like the major arcana of the tarot kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. I am really in the place of going, I really should invest in some different yoga gear, because I feel like I have like 4 white shirts, 5 black shirts, because I have one that's long sleeve. I have like and then the other ones that I really like are like, like a teal and a this and that, like all different, right? And I'm like, I need to spice up my variety. This is just my human coming through going, God, I wear a lot of black shirts. Anywho, so let's see. And y'all know there ain't a single time that I don't read from the book with this one. So it's all right. It's okay. It wanted to and it didn't. It has to come out. It can't pretend like it wants to come out. It can't do acrobatics in my hand. It has to come out. All righty. We have been through this before. This has been the week of things sticking in my hands, and I'm like, okie dokie. We have intent, quickening, ooh, and rhythm. Like, ooh, from this. Oh, and we have mirror numbers, guys. We have 3223, 3223, or 2332, however you arrange it. Okay, so let's do this. All right. If you don't like people reading from books, it was nice of you to join me thus far. By all means, you may want to roam. Come back later when I'm done doing this, or fast forward if you're watching it at a later point. Okay. All right. Smoke signals. Intent. The smoke signals being sent your way call for clear intent. If your purpose or direction in life has been muddled, now's the time to walk your talk. We talk about this shit all the time. All right. The signals you send to others may be bringing unwanted attention your way. Observe what it is that you are putting out and straighten up so that you will attract the kind of experiences and people you want inside your sacred space. This is checking yourself, being real damn clear, and making sure that you're in integrity. Let's remind ourselves, what is the definition of integrity on this channel? Integrity is when your words, actions, and energy all match, because we know damn good and well there are people who will walk, who will go through the motions, say the right things, and at no point does where they're at in their energetic form match any of that shit, which is why eventually we see them slipping up in what they're doing and not being true to their word, right? Okay. Another message is a reminder from the spirit world. If you lack direction or have unclear intent as to what your needs are, the allies cannot assist you with those requests. You can, okay, so now's the time to get specific. It's almost as if I see somebody planning something out and it feels like a rough outline. You know, before you write your story, you have an outline. And you're like, okay, so I know how I can get this and this can happen. I'm not sure how this would happen. And you think through varying different ways and you almost get kind of specific. You're like, okay, so if we could at least give, like, I would need, it's like saying, well, how much would you need for a startup? You know, like people who want to start a business and you ask them about their business plan and their budget and how much they would need. And they're like, I don't know. And they haven't fully thought through all of the things they could potentially need, right? They think, oh, if I could just get the equipment, we're good. And it's like, there's more to it than just that. How much would you really need? Do you need money to help you as you're transitioning so that you can put all your energy into this? That way you don't have to worry about your bills and stuff. Would you need amount of, you know, so it's like really give consideration and be clear about your intent. Pay attention and take advantage of the power of your intentions. You've won half the battle when your clear intent removes the barriers to decisive action. See, that's the thing. When you feel hemmed and hawed about something, it's because you're not actually fully clear yourself. I think Spirit is trying to say, somebody, okay, they're giving me somebody who has given Spirit multiple choice, and they're like, whittle it down. And I know there's a lot of times where that's not appropriate, right? But maybe your multiple choice that you're giving Spirit is almost conflicting. It's like, okay, you know, each one would require you to take a slightly different path, like a bit of a detour. Which form do you want your progress to take? Or, you know, that kind of thing. And because you keep going, or this, you're not really sold into anything. And so it's like, the ability for you to follow through, because once it arrives, you'll probably question it then too. There's a lot of times where getting too specific is not appropriate, but there's just as many times when Spirit's like, now's the time to get specific with things. And I think that's what it is. You think you're doing a service by leaving things open for Spirit to do things, but you're not committing to something. You're not saying, I'm willing to commit to, if you take this route, all the things that it'll mean thereafter. Like, you need to really know what you're willing to do and willing to follow through with, and what you're willing to bring to the table in this co-creation. And when you get real with that, I bet some of those little other options are going to fall away. And like, okay, not so much really. So they want you to get real clear with it. Let them know. And also, there's a sense of, But if you can't do this, then this. It's almost as if you doubt something. So I think Spirit is also seeing that you have a bit of doubt. I want this, but I don't really know if it can happen. So if that, not that, then this. If not that, then this. That's the way it's feeling to me. You got to get clear with something. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now we're going to go up to 25. Let's see how this all melds together. Let's see. Yeah, this is 25. All right, here we go. Powwow. Or no, yeah, powwow. Sharing quickening. If the talking drums have signaled a powwow, you are being put on notice to gather together with others of like mind and exchange ideas. The quickening of some aspect of your life will be aided if you use a support system and see what type of support you can call upon from others. This card is marking a time of calling in your markers. You may need assistance or just a friend to be a sounding board. Your focus will become clearer and you may receive the boost you need just from an encouraging word or two. We've been talking about calling in soul family. We've been talking about this, coming out of hermit mode and making connection. Okay. And processing things, right? The quickening is inside of you and speaks of a time just preceding birth. Whatever you are giving birth to at this time can be assisted by gathering your friends around you for the needed support. See, the thing is, how are you to know what support you need in this situation if you're not really clear with your intent and if you can't articulate that intent to other people? What do you need? This is almost like Spirit saying, like, Spirit wants to know what you need, and you need to be able to express that to others as well. And if you're having a difficult time getting to the point of knowing what your intent is, like whittling something down, maybe you should actually process this with other people. Use them as a sounding board. Talk to people, connect with individuals, and to help you just move through something, right? Because your intent, once this thing pops up, it absolutely, because your intent has everything to do with your level of commitment. How committed you are going to be to something. If you're not clear with your intent, if you're not clear on what it is that you want, it's going to be all too easy for you to be like, no. Get clarity. Sound it off to other people if you need to. But also know that there's something about your intent being really solid in your intent speeds things up. And then you may need some assistance during this time. Think of giving birth. When things start to hit, you know. The mamas go, the baby's here, the baby's coming, the baby's coming, the baby's coming. Somebody help me, the baby's coming. Like, they know when it's here, right? Like even just going into labor can be a long process. But then all of a sudden something like it hits a point and it's like, and because of that, keeping things organized, keeping things, your actions and understanding how and what you're going to do in correlation with your intent, right? It's when things start to pick up, if you're not clear with yourself, it's going to make things even more chaotic, hectic, and more likely that you're going to bypass something and end up having to repeat a cycle. Okay. 32. Let's get to this last one. We're going to get to understanding of why this is. Okay. Oh, Jesus, I'm not even on the right page. Look at that. I don't know who did that, but okay. It was not me. The talking drum has spoken to you. You are being asked to find your own internal timing. You may be pushing too hard or missing a beat. In any case, being out of sync calls for realignment with the body's needs. Rhythm is a personal thing. To honor your own rhythm is to come back into harmony with the self. From this point, personal comfort allows you to harmonize with other rhythms of life. This card also speaks of allowing yourself to be supported by the earth's energy. That is to say, your mind may be outdistancing what your body can handle, and the body cannot pull needed energy from the earth because it is trying to keep up with your thoughts. If this applies, you're missing a beat. Slow down and rediscover the heartbeat of your true self. Then the synchronicity of your movements will be effortless. Yeah. When you're not clear on your intent, you may be trying to force something that isn't even in alignment with you. When you're not clear on things, you'll be like a hamster on a wheel, doing things that aren't even necessary, pertinent, won't help and assist you. Like, that's how you get spread thin. That is how you get spread thin, because you feel like you're going to constantly miss out on something, and so you spread your energy like that so that you don't miss it, because you're not fucking clear, right? And then here with the quickening, it's like things are going to take on a quicker pace. I just keep getting like, yeah. So let other people help you. There is a calling in mentors and people in alignment with you that can help you navigate this, because it's about to take off. Something's about to take off. And in delegating and sharing and navigating with others, with that help and support for this new, you'll find your rhythm. You'll find your sweet spot, is what I want to say. Okay. There's got to be a reason they're bringing this up. I mean, obviously there's something to the quickening piece, but like in all cases, rhythm is key. Become aware of all the rhythms and see how yours fits in. So it's about matching the things that you want, and that's why you need to be clear on it. And there's something about, in the clarity, you're going to remove the things, like there's some stuff that you're doing and engaging in that is like fucking pointless. Let's just put it that way. It is literally busy work for you because you're not clear on what you want to do. This is Eight of Pentacles type of energy. You need to hone in on something. And then find your rhythm with that. Find your rhythm within, because, we have to do this in the midst of all the other things that happen in our life. For me, example, doing my job or my work or my business while being a mother, while having conflicting schedules from my kids and their sports and different things like that, while needing to meet with the fathers, like having all these other external demands and things that are going on around me that I almost have to kind of fit in with as well. And so there's just a need to get rid of the other things, get real clear, concise, and focused. A very Wands type of energy, King of Wands, right? He doesn't waste his energy. All right. He gets real clear on what he wants and he focuses on that and that only. And instead of being spread thin. And I just think it's because something's going to pick up the pace of your life between the demands that are external to you and the thing that you want to focus on. I feel like there's something within your life that's going to pick up now. And it's like between that, like, and everything else, finding the sweet spot. If it feels right, you become the music and the dance. You are dancing. And the dance you are dancing becomes a celebration of life. Okay, so rather than it being difficult, it becomes pleasurable. I don't know why they didn't say that, but okay. That was a little laborious to get through. I don't know if it felt that way to you, but it did to me. So let's go ahead. Now, before I came on here, it was like I had no clue what we were going to discuss. And I was like, is it even necessary to discuss it? And they're like, go ahead and do one. I'm like, okie dokies. Hey, Kelsey. So I don't really know. See, this is where I'm calling out YouTube, because I know I have more people that are watching than what they show me. I also encourage you all to always like when you come on, because it pushes them to promote to the other. There's so many people that actually have me on their notifications, right? And they're not pushing it out. I've even seen some people who are like, oh, I'm not allowed to say the F word. And I'm like, how? How is that a part of the guidelines? Yeah, I see these like rappers and some of these other gaming, and like they all kinds of language, but they've got like millions of people, like, and not even like world renowned people. I'm just saying, like, I'm just like, I feel like I think YouTube is biased. I just gotta be honest with you. It's very, very evident in what they push out and stuff like that. So even when somebody is subscribed to you, do you know how many times I do not get notified of new stuff, even though I'm subscribed to other people, and like I never get. Anywho, oh, thank you. All right, we're starting with new era elements. I think getting real clear on stuff, what you're willing to put your energy towards, what's worth putting your energy towards, what it is that you actually want, so that you can tell what's nonsense in your life and what you shouldn't even. I just feel like saying you shouldn't even give two shits about, and you should just be like, fuck it. Like, no. Like, you don't need to be spreading yourself thin. That's how you're going to be able to keep up with the pace of everything. And it's going to feel good to you rather than laborious. I also feel like saying you were in a place before where you could do that, but something is about to take off in your life and you can't do that anymore. You're not going to be able to handle that. This thing that should feel good is not going to feel so good if you don't find your rhythm amongst everything, either within yourself and within the demands of your life. And if you're not really clear on things, I just want to tell you, your intent is heavily connected to your level of commitment. They keep saying that. It is indicative of your level of commitment. Your intent gets real focused when you're committed to something. Let me just tell you that much. It becomes very clear. So you won't commit to something if you're not really clear on what it is that you intend. I'm just saying that much. Emperor. What is going on? Stability in the Fool. They said keep going. Oh, looky, the Eight of Pentacles. It's following a very specific path. See how the elephants are sticking to this very specific path and following it? And then we have the Hierophant. Okay, so at the center of this, we have the Fool. There is something new taking off, okay? I am just going to tell you right now, somebody needs to be focusing. This is where it's going. Somebody has to be focusing on, they need to get real clear and focus on some spiritual calling, some spiritual path. We have the Hierophant, which is, that is your spirituality taking a forefront. Being reflected external to you within your life, creating a life that matches that or that reflects that, right? Mixed with the Eight of Pentacles, where they said you're focusing on a very specific path. This is to somebody who is meant to follow a very spiritual path. You may have been trying to juggle being a part, doing something very matrixy, to keep up with demands as well as a spiritual path. It's time to solely focus on that. Okay. There's going to be a new start in this area, and it's going to require your commitment. And then over here, it is literally like it requires your commitment. It's funny that I'm reading backwards because I don't usually start on the right side. It's requiring your commitment because you're like, this is something that you're leading this path. Like you're in so this could be a business all by yourself, or this could be that you're the star of this situation, whatever's about to pop off. So it's like, and people are following your lead. This could even be, again, it isn't even necessarily like being an influencer where people are like, oh, I'm coming to you and you're leading them, like you're this guru. Like, you know, it's not even that. Some people enter into certain businesses because it's a spiritual calling for them. It is that sweet spot of where their talent lies and that can really benefit humanity and themselves. And so it's like, and it propels all of society forward into a more harmonious state rather than something divisive, right? And so you may be called to do something, and it is you squarely on your shoulders. You will be in charge of this. You will be a leader. It's time for you to take the lead, like take the reins almost. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is the Four of Pentacles. I went Four of Wands, and I knew it wasn't Four of Wands. I tried to say Four of Pentacles, and a Four of Swords almost came out. And I could feel it, and I was like, oh. And that's why I was like, no, say the right word. I don't know why. Fours, that would be 444. Fours really speak of having that solid foundation and building from that. That's what the Four of Pentacles shows. Like your foundation and of the foundation. Okay, I get it. I feel like, oh my God, do you see how choppy I am? I feel like they keep interrupting me as I go to say something. I'm like, stop. Shush, let me fucking speak. Whatever this spiritual path is the foundation of your new beginning that you are meant to take the lead on, that its success or lack thereof solely depends on your level of commitment and your intent, your clarity, and your singularity of focus. I get between the Emperor and the Four of Pentacles, it's time to establish this. I feel like anything up to this point, you haven't really, quote unquote, established something. It has been like a trial and error for you. It has been like playing in it, getting familiar with it, learning, developing. But you have like again, intent and is indicative of your level of commitment. Do you or do you not want this? Then it's time to get your shit together and really get behind this. I feel like your energy, like this is making something very real. We have the Emperor with the Hierophant, okay? This is the doing. This is being in charge of the structure and creating the structure. This is making it a fucking reality in your life. It's like those people who say, I am a writer. And it's like, oh, what have you written? Well, I've been toying with these. You're not a writer. You haven't write something. Okay. You like to play in the idea that you're a writer. You haven't written shit. Put it down. Get serious about this. Make it a fucking reality. In fact, I've been working with one of my friends on something where it's like, she's exceptionally talented. And a lot of people seek her out for her talent, but she hasn't really created a thing in her life where it takes on a life of its own. It is its own entity. So it's almost as if I playing in that realm, and it's like by establishing and creating her business and doing all that entails buckling down, focusing on it, and following through with that shit, she gives it life. Otherwise, it's still kind of like in the field of possibilities. I'm playing in this. I'm not, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you want something to grow, you've got to give it roots. That's what they're saying. It's time to do the work that's necessary to give this fucking roots. And that's really what this, oh my God, I get it. God, Spirit, why couldn't you help me out sooner? Oh my fucking God. Oh, you could have said that earlier. They could have said that earlier. It gives it, get it? It's time to give this thing roots. That's what the stable foundation where it's here to stay. Because I feel like that's where the wishy-washy, that's where, well, if not this, then this, and not this, then this. And it's like, okay, you say you want to do this, but your intent is like, oh, you're always fearful that it won't follow through. And so you're not necessary to give it the solid roots for it to grow. So something new is popping off. And it's like, the question is, you may just need help in this process to make sure it takes root. To make sure it's solid. That it's not easily toppled over like in a tower. That it can withstand the storms, the droughts, the floods. You get the metaphor? Get the metaphor? Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. You're literally giving life to this. It's time to get serious. It's time to get real. That's what they're saying. Get clear, get your support system, and find your fucking rhythm. Okay, we're gonna put this one up. I'm curious. Why did they choose the Fool? How is this new? How is this new? Is it that you're going to get an opportunity? And it's like, here's your chance. It's almost like being handed something like, here's your chance. You don't get to play around with this one. It's for real this time. It's that meme or that little snippet from The Office. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. You know, like, this is it. It's not just the saying, it's the doing. This is the time of doing. Putting your mouth where your money is. Your money where your mouth is. I can't say shit, right? And that's what intent was saying too. It's time to walk that talk. Okay. So let's what's the Fool? Let's talk about the Fool over here. Give me a hot second. Okay. Before we get to the Fool, they want to talk about the Eight of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Because like I feel the energy here, and when I do that, then I feel energy here. And I'm like, okay. Sunlight Tarot. Well, we were starting over on this side. I guess that's, I don't know. And then it's funny because we have this where it's the quickening, where you're giving birth to something. And of course, the Fool is represented by the baby. So it is like, this is about to take off. You need to start getting behind this very seriously now. No more playing. No more wishy-washy. All right. I get the sense of somebody doing a little something and like, see, it didn't happen. And so they just, I guess it's not right now. And they'll keep focusing on some of these things. And it's like, excuses. It's excuses. Ooh-hoo-hoo. This is weird. Hold on a second. We have death and rebirth. You're giving life to this thing. Spirit's saying now's the time to give life to this. Which means you're going to stop playing the games. You're going to stop being wishy-washy. You're going to stop being non-committal to this, and you're going to commit. That's what where the death happens. And from the ending of that comes this rebirth. It's like you're giving life to it. But then over here, it's the funny thing that we have, it's like as soon as you choose to focus, it's so weird. As soon as you choose to focus on your spiritual path, what you're being called to do, what you feel really drawn to, what you feel spiritually connected to, and give life to it external to you, and you really solely focus on that and that alone. Take a look at these. This is the 9 of Swords. You see these swords and how like there's stuff oozing down here? And the level of anxiety and everything else like that, here's the thing, whatever suffered a death here, look at all this new growth. Look at all this grass. Look at what comes up out of all of that. Something blossoms. Soon as you stop the bullshit, stop the excuses, stop allowing other things to interfere with this path, and as soon as you stop being spread thin and stop saying, oh, I got to do this because this hasn't popped off yet, or I got to do, there's times for that. Not now. Not now. You need to commit to this. Put your all into it and follow through. Because it's through the death of that bullshit, the non-committal, the lack of clarity, the lack of follow through, the willingness to have your energy pulled multiple directions. That's how something is given life. That's how it's given life. Something will blossom from it. And it's like, as soon as you stop, like there's this death to the anxiety over it. Like you have literally, like there's some level of reasoning that you have within yourself that you keep giving why. It's that notion of, oh, it didn't pop off 2 seconds of me. Okay, no, I guess it wasn't. I got to keep working over here. It's like you use as an excuse. There's a level of anxiety in following through with this. And I like, quit allowing yourself to go 20 different directions and solely focus on this. And in one of these cards up here, I remember them saying, there comes that time, right? And almost as if it's like you still trying to entertain these other things, like we all know that you want to try. It's always good to have several different modes of income coming in, right? So you might have different paths of income, but this is almost as if it's like you're not doing that for the sake of that. You're doing it because of a level of fear and anxiety that you have that something won't pop off. So it's almost like putting putting your hands in 20 different fires just in case, that kind of thing. And it's actually slowing everything down. That's the reason why something hasn't jumped off. Hasn't blossomed, hasn't, you know what I mean? And at the root of it is this there's some fear, anxiety, or belief that's preventing you from putting your all into this one area. Okay, I'm still feeling undo here. Anything else? This one kind of is iffy. We'll see if it's necessary. Yeah, there's going to be some type of opportunity that you're going to be required to focus all your energy on. You're going to have to, you, for whatever reason, haven't wanted to do that. You haven't wanted to. You're like, I can't. Like, there's some anxiety or fear or some mental talk that tells you can't do that. And because we have the Page of Pentacles, which is definitely the messenger coming in, something coming in, mixed with the Seven of Pentacles, which is something popping off. Where something hadn't, something pops off. So whatever the page is bringing into you, it pops off. It breaks ground. And it is going to give you, here is the Empress, the ability to give birth to something. Okay? And you know, once you start giving birth, shit picks up real quick. And you have to be able to keep up with that. You cannot be spreading yourself thin. I think that the fear, the Nine of Swords is the Queen of Swords, who is quick to, it's almost like being too logical, using probability a little too much based upon past events. Because certain things have transpired a certain way and the likelihood and it's very logical. And it's like you talk yourself out of. Okay. So, okay. And it's going to, whatever this opportunity is, it's going to give you, oh, I pulled 2 cards out with it. We'll see. So then you have to be willing, 8 of Cups. You got to be willing to let go of the other things that you are entertaining or the reason that you're entertaining in your mind in order to be able to allow this to come to fruition, okay? Because it's stopping you. It is definitely stopping you. No shit. That bitch came back out. I guess they wanted me to keep it. It's Queen of Swords. I just know this card has a thing on the back of it. We got the Lovers. You're going to have to make this decision and this choice. Logically, holding on to the other shit actually would make sense because you're using probability and you're like, I can't fully go into this. I can't fully dive into this because of this, and this. But, and that serves you at some point, but like the 8 of Cups, it's going to hold you back and you just have to let that go. Like you have to let that go in order to be able to achieve what it is that you're wanting, which is the 9 of Cups. Okay. And so you have to make this decision. And the funny thing is we have this 4 of Swords, and I've never had it quite like this, but they're using the depiction on here. Generally speaking, it's like the whole idea is going within and really zenning out and allowing yourself to kind of receive true guidance from internal, right? That's taking a pause on something. But the thing is that they're asking you to put a pause on the logic. You see all these swords? You see how they're all into the ground? Like they're not necessarily truth. The truth would be upright, right? And you see how this person is standing on top of them rather than these hovering over. Like in normal, typical 4 swords, there's like 3 here and 1 below kind of thing. Representing one's like a subconscious thing and the others are like what you focus on mentally in the here and now kind of thing. I'm talking really weird. I understand this. But this is like not giving these precedent. And recognizing that most of it, because if anything's underneath you, sword-wise, that would mean there's a subconscious piece dictating this situation. And so it's almost like not giving that these logical pieces that you're thinking about are not actually the truth of this situation. Otherwise, these swords would be upright. And then we had the Queen of Swords again with the 2 of Swords. And remember, sometimes with the 2 of Swords, it's like it's either this or that, like this truth or that truth. And sometimes 2 truths are like it's somewhere in the middle. It's not either or, right? I do get that it's almost like It's not a matter of logic is good or logic is bad. It is a discernment in which circumstance and situation. So it's somewhere in the middle. It's both. It just so happens that in this particular time, the logic does not serve you. What your mind, this Queen of Swords energy is trying to tell you, oh, I need to be cautious. And this is the reason why you're keeping yourself spread thin. And it's not serving you. You'll make more progress by focusing. Because above this, that's the egg, that's the new start. Okay, what is, because I feel like then the page is connected, is somehow what this Fool is about. Okay, now I get, Golden Universal. Let's find out about the Fool. Sometimes we just got to break some shit down, guys. Sometimes that's just what it is. We got to break some shit down for you and be like, look, it's holding you back at this point. It serves you at some point, but it is not anymore. We have the World and the Ten of Pentacles. Tell me about the Fool, please. Justice. It's a recalibration, rebalancing to follow someone's inner truth. It is I'm getting right with everything. It's the opportunity. It is the recompense that we talked about yesterday. It is the thing that will allow you to balance everything out. Like the quickening is, it's coming. It's coming, and it's almost here. Strength. And it's going to require you to have a completely new perspective. Because the Fool card came out again, talking about the Fool card. And with the Hanged Man. You need to see this from a different perspective. This opportunity that your ego and your subconscious will try to say, I'm not really sure if things haven't panned out always. It didn't work out that way. Like there's something logical about it that tells you need to keep putting your hands in 20 different fires rather than focusing on one. Like rather than focusing on one particular path and putting your all into that. Something wants to make you, and they're like, you need to see this differently. When this opportunity, give it your all. Give it roots. Give it give it a fair shot at taking off. Don't half-ass it because you're having somehow to put your energy in other areas. Like actually focusing on this helps you to find your rhythm in the rest of your life. And it is going to require you. We've got the Moon card with the Strength card. Moon card, it's again something subconsciously, like it's a subconscious reaction. Although I want to say you're also utilizing very logical reasoning. So it's like you're aware of it, but you don't you're not aware that your conscious thoughts are actually deeply rooted in a subconscious sphere. Because somehow those conscious thoughts feel very, very practical. Like, they seem so sensible. And it's going to take strength to not let that dictate how you move. This is the idea and notion that you're going to have to say yes to something. And you may be afraid to say yes to it because it does require all of your attention. Like it requires you to cut some other shit out and just solely focus on it. And when I say solely, I mean like again, I'm not saying that you wouldn't have other areas of income, but if anything takes you where it's like having the side hobby and the main job and like getting an opportunity in the side hobby. And it's like, this is your opportunity to put the main job at bay, quit it and only focus on the side hobby and make it give roots. Let it take root, let it grow so that it's here to stay. It has permanency in your life. Like this is the type of opportunity that's coming in. If you give it its due diligence, if you follow through, if You say yes. Again, lovers, you have to say yes to this. You may be tempted to say no. You may be tempted to say, well, I can do a little bit of this, but I can't really commit to it because I got all this other stuff. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And in fact, you may have things like, but I have kids and I have this and I have that. How do I do this when I got all these other things that are, and it's like, find a way. Find a fucking way. Don't say no. Okay, remember? Delegate. Ask for help. Like help will show up and start, oops, my battery's about to go. Hold on. All right. Come on. There you go. Sometimes. So this is like the idea of there are people here to support you, people that want to support you, people that are going to be coming in to support you. And you may be like, I don't really know these people. I don't want to delegate to them because I'm not really sure, and blah, blah, blah. And it's almost like Spirit's like, I'm giving you the path. I'm giving you the way to do this. I'm making that opportunity available to you. But you're making every fucking excuse. Deeply rooted, seems logical, deeply rooted in some subconscious fear. It's like the parent that is going to take a job that would take them away periodically from their children. And so they just like, oh, I can't, I guess I don't want to be away from my kids that much. But when in all reality, they're not really going to be away from them that much. And half the time they're upstairs playing on the games and whatnot anyways. And they're like, oh, I shouldn't put that burden on other people. And it's like, why not? Because you actually be able to alleviate some burdens by taking this job. You'll be able to ensure certain, it's like, why, like there's something there that is going to keep you from following the path that you're meant to follow. And you need to say yes. So this Page of Pentacles is going to show up. It's a new opportunity. You need to look at this from a different perspective and not from these subconscious fears that will dictate and look very logical. And the Queen of Swords is going to be real quick to cut it out because it's like, well, it's not a sensible thing and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you can't do that here. Put your money where your mouth is. It's time to walk the talk. You said you wanted to do this. This opportunity is a chance for you to do this. Are you going to do it? And it's like, yes or no. That's where also the intent is like, what's your level of commitment? Yes or no. Do you or do you not want to do this? What are you and are you not willing to do? Because that will dictate and tell us even more about whether or not you really actually intend to do this. So it's like, what is your level of fucking commitment here? Do you really want it? If it requires X, Y, and Z? Then you need to fucking tell us what you do want. Because if you're not willing to do that, then obviously you don't want that. Like, come on now. When the opportunity arises, get fucking clear. There's excuse after excuse after excuse. There are methods and ways of getting the help and assistance that you need. If that's your excuse. Tell us a little bit more about the Page of Pentacles when this arrives. The Fool, the Page of Pentacles, when this arrives. Secret Tarot. And if you're dictating what you do based upon how you think the rest of the world will perceive it, let's say, oh, but everybody's going to think I'm a bad parent because I went and did this. This path, creating this, is going to require you to step outside of that matrix and create a structure within your life that reflects you and your beliefs and is in alignment with your spiritual path, not other people's. You need to protect that. Protect your desires. Protect what you want. This is standing in your truth, loving the self first, respecting the self, and standing in your fucking power, defending what you believe. 7 of Wands. Yep. No more juggling. You're going to pick one. One needs to become a priority. In this particular reading, fucking choose. Make a decision. The Empress again. You need to follow this passion. You need to accept it with gusto. You need to take this adventure, because that's how things that is Page of Wands is like a new inspiration, a new project, a new desire, like following a particular desire that presents itself. It's like it's the willingness to do that. In following that, you give birth to something. How can they make sure that they can follow through with this, Spirit? Like the idea and notion of, if there's other things that are logical, and it's like, I know that you're saying there are ways. It's time to call in your peeps. It's time to share. It's time to seek the help and assistance when is necessary in order to be able to fulfill. It's almost like whatever this Page of Pentacles is going to call you up to do certain things, and you're going to have very logical reasoning that you can't. And it's like, yeah, but if you could see further down the road, you're actually not taking the better option by listening to those logical fears. You're actually shooting yourself in the foot, is what they're saying. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You are. So I assume the Page of Pentacles is going to be the way. Because the way this presents is, Page of Pentacles is the opportunity. Will you give us the way? Because just because an opportunity presents itself doesn't mean we have the means to do it. But if they're focusing on, it sounds like they're saying, really the only thing is whether you'll follow through with it, which leads me to believe the opportunity and the way will present itself. So you really wouldn't have any excuse other than these arbitrary bullshit subconscious fears and that you create that sound very logical, but really serve no purpose and have no validity or truth to them, right? Let's make sure. Okay. As a thought, the way will come with this. I assume that's what this Fool is. Will you give us the way, not just the opportunity? Somehow protect what you know, protect what you want and desire, protect what is meant for you. We have the Hermit who's following their inner compass, which is the Merkaba that's in the lantern. And so it's like, and the Seven of Wands is showing up again. It's like, believe in yourself, believe in what you know, defend it, stand up for it, and follow it. What's that got to do with the way? They still want to focus on, you need to reconcile with your fears surrounding this, because they're showing me this, which I think this is what someone perceives in reality. Like when you're faced with the Four Swords and you feel like they are all pointing at you and you're at the mercy of that, it's time to go in, go within. Some of it presents as very logical, real world things. Like this is the conscious part. Remember I was telling you? And then here's the subconscious part. And they're like, you need, it's the Hangman. You need to take a different look and different perspective at this. And stop focusing on anything the Queen of Swords can logically, sensibly see. And go within and know. It's following the knowing. You know, taking this opportunity is what will open up the floodgates, is what will have you following your spiritual path, your destined one, and making it so, making it a reality external to you, right? You know that. So it's almost as if assume that there's a way. They want you to assume there is a way. If we're asking, will the way be given to us? First and foremost, you need to assume there's a way instead of automatically dismissing it, being all too quick to cut it out. Just because you don't see it in this moment doesn't mean there's not a way. Okay. There's a way. There is a way. We're the Strength card again. The strength to overcome that fucking lizard in our brain that wants to say all kinds of shit. That fucking shadowy ego that says shit that, oh my God, that's louder than everything. Strength card keeps coming up because of that. They know that it takes a lot to go, okay, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'm not allowing that to dictate me. I hear it. It's loud. It's present. It is whatever that subconscious thing is grasping things external to you, going, see. This is not possible, not possible, not possible, not possible. You need to still do this and that and this and that. And it's like, no. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. We have the Queen of Wands paired with that. The strength it takes. Because the Queen of Wands damn well knows it is hers. It is going to come to her. And that she's not going to have to fight for the way. It will show up. That it is being attracted to her and is being called in. And she waits. I feel like the Fool is the new opportunity, this chance, and it's the Page of Pentacles. That's the way. Bringing something tangible into you. Do not self-sabotage yourself. Don't self-sabotage this new beginning. We have the Seven of Swords with the Fool. Put yourself into a positive mental state. I always tell you that I like to focus on the positive meaning of the Seven of Swords, which is positive mental preparation, right? Ensuring you have the ability to succeed, right? After the Six of Swords, this transitionary period, it is taking the mental steps and having the mental acuity and the mental state and position so that you can succeed. Assume the way will present itself. Don't cut this out before you have a fucking chance for it to even show the fuck up. There's a way, and there's people, and there's support. And I want to say the fact that we have, remember I just said that the Fool is the new opportunity, like the opportunity itself. And then I've laid it over top the quickening and the sharing. The support that you need is on the other side of this opportunity. So if you don't ever take it, you won't ever get that support that you're seeking. It's like soul family, soul tribe, right people, right places, connections, all that show up on the other side of this if you take it. And probably before you ever take it, you think there's no way for me to be able to do it. You might be thinking of, again, like if you're a parent, like I can't, I've got this and this with my kids. And it's like, but once you take it on the other side, what you need is there. And I think over here, the way will show up. It will show up. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this finds whoever it is meant for. Yeah. Yay. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Avunka. I cannot say names appropriately. So I don't even know if I'm saying your name correctly, but I sure hope that it did resonate. All right. Terry, you crack me up with all the little things that you be putting on here. I don't even know what that one little thing is. That like it's a purple monster doing that. What is that thing? I don't know. So, alrighty. Yay. Okay, guys, you'll have a fantastic, wonderful day. And I will see you later this week.